Tom here. How's it going? Back in black. Let loose from a noose. Is that the lyric? I don't know. Today I wanted to talk about Jordan Peele's most recent movie, Nope. So I saw Nope a couple days ago, and I've been kind of thinking about it, and I wanted to kind of talk about several plot points in a very spoilerly way. So please run away if you haven't seen the movie. So I'll go ahead and read the IMDb plot synopsis. After random objects falling from the sky result in the death of their father, ranch-owning siblings OJ and Emerald Haywood attempt to capture video evidence of an unidentified flying object, that's UFO, with the help of tech salesman Angel Torres and documentarian Antlers Holst. So generally, while I was watching this movie, I really liked it a lot. There's a lot. It's kind of riffing on Close Encounters and Jaws, but kind of in a clever way, I would say. Like I have notes. So the movie opens with the Chimp Attack, right? So your brain starts kind of working, thinking about, okay, why did this happen? This has something to do with what's happening in the sky. Like there's some reason why animals are going crazy, and then a little later on, you get to the movie set where OJ and Emerald, because they run a horse ranch basically for film sets, Hollywood film sets. So they brought a horse in onto this film set, and just a detail I noticed during the Chimp Attack, you could see the Fisher dolly, the camera dolly in the back, and then you get on the new green screen set. You see they're using the same dolly. The horse starts going crazy, and then you think, okay, maybe the horse is going to start attacking everyone. But that doesn't happen. So you think this is going to tie in at some point, like the horses. They also had the names of the horses throughout, like they're going to go crazy like the chimp does. Or at least that's where my head was going. And then so Ricky was a child actor on the show with the chimp when the chimp went crazy. And then when he grows up, he's exploiting the chimp thing. He has a little hidden museum, exploiting the chimp incident, to getting some fame off of that. And then he's also, with the UFOs, he's also trying to exploit the UFOs. Ricky doesn't learn his lesson from the chimp thing, and that he ends up getting eaten by the spaceship along with everybody else. So no other animals go crazy, so the chimp thing is not relevant at that point. And then, so Ricky doesn't learn his lesson from the chimp incident. You think that's going to tie into the end, but it really doesn't. It just, at that point, to me, like when Ricky gets eaten, that whole chimp backstory kind of becomes irrelevant. It just serves to point out how Ricky didn't learn from what should have been a lesson. These kind of wild creatures, not to try to tame them and exploit them and gain money off of them. And basically OJ and Emerald at the end, when they finally destroy the UFO, and they ironically use a giant balloon of Ricky. In that case, they're trying to get a photograph of the UFO to basically sell it and, make money to save their ranch. So there's not really any kind of lesson learned from all that chimp stuff, that backstory. So I don't really, I think it did work to create some suspense in terms of, you think the horses are going to go crazy. And I thought that worked. But other than that, I found it kind of pointless. So unless maybe I missed something. I did have to go to the bathroom at one point, and I got a little confused. So It's Coke Zero. It's like this big, this size. So it's not my fault. And then also the beginning when Keith David is killed on the horse. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I did really like that because it's like these regular objects fell from the sky, and then a little later on somebody says that it was because they fell out of an airplane. So I initially thought that it wasn't related to the UFO, and that it's just one of those things where it's creating a backstory with OJ where he's scared of things from the sky, the danger, and it's something that haunts him, and then he has to overcome it later. But then when you find out it's because the UFO is eating people, and then these are things that are not digested that are coming down, so it's actually really creepy. I guess in retrospect it might seem obvious that's what it was, but at least to me it didn't. And then the stuff with the documentarian Holtz, they did explain it in a way because he's watching footage of animals being eaten, and then this idea like he wants the ultimate shot of this creature that eats things, and that's his motivation to basically risk his life. But to me that's really forced in the sense that there's no like documentarian out there that's looking for a single shot for an artistic purpose in that way that they showed in the movie. Like those people don't exist. You have like, maybe somebody that wants to be the next David Attenborough or something that wants to get some footage of dangerous animals in the wild. It would have made a lot more sense to me if it was someone that wanted to make an alien documentary, that wanted to get alien footage to finally prove that aliens exist. But this whole business of like a single shot and obsessed with the single shot, this seemed like made up out of thin air. And I thought Daniel Kaluuya, who's great, he did a really great job of making the character work where it could have been just a really cheesy kind of Hollywood character, because he's basically kind of a low confidence guy that's sort of in the shadow of his father, not living up to the image of his father. And then so this alien stuff basically gives him the opportunity to finally live up to his father's legacy, become a hero and become confident. And I thought it was handled really well. I like the Scorpion King hoodie that he puts on because he was a crew on that movie originally with his dad. And a lot of it just has to do with his performance, because that easily could have been like just super cheesy. And just another point, I really like the cinematography, especially those wide shots of the house where it was foggy, and there's that one part where the blood is raining down. That looks super awesome. And then just how all the UFO encounter scenes are shot, where it really gives you the disorientated feeling of like looking up at this object that's moving around and you're almost losing your balance. So I thought that was super well done. Like I said, I thought at least in the first half, the suspense elements really worked. And then especially in the kind of last act, it's going for a more adventurous, goofier tone with how they're going to take down the UFO. My main issue, just thinking about it, it has all these. It seems like it's trying to be thematic in all these different ways, talking about filmmaking and how people are kind of fixated on spectacle. The UFO only comes when they can see people's eyes is actually looking at it. So there's that kind of satirical point of how this horrible thing enters society only because people are gawking at it, basically. And there's so many ways you could use that. But to me, with the way the ending is, it doesn't really like develop that very well. Like there's not, to me, really too much of a lesson there. Like I said, with the chimp thing, if they had done the You have the Chimp Attack, then you have Ricky doing the UFO spectacle thing, and then he gets eaten, and then OJ and Emerald kind of learn from that lesson that let's not, the UFO, let's not use it as a spectacle. And somehow, I don't know how they would have done that, but that would have been, I think, thematically more fitting, because otherwise there's just a lot of like details and backstory. That doesn't really amount to much, in my opinion. But I still really enjoyed the movie while I was watching it, and I'll probably rewatch it at some point, because maybe I'll have a different opinion, think about it a little more. But those are my thoughts. If I didn't really go blow by blow what the plot was, because I'm assuming somebody, if you're watching this, you've already seen it. So, but if you have any thoughts, you think I'm an idiot, you can let me know politely if you disagree, or if you have, maybe you can fill me in on some things I might have missed, because maybe I was in the bathroom. Again, it's the sizes. They're like, I can't even fit it's like literally like, I think it's the 3-gallon. It's only 10 cents more to get the 3-gallon size. So, and I'm just a sucker for value. So anyways, thank you. Have a lovely day. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.